Boss-imposed time is time you and I spend doing things we would not be doing if we did not have bosses. No one has to have a boss. One can retire, go on welfare, win the lottery, or become an entrepreneur, and thereby avoid having one. But having a boss requires some of our time because of the golden rule of management. Those that have the gold make the rules. Because bosses have golden rule clout, we intuitively understand that it's to our advantage that they be satisfied with our work. Keeping bosses satisfied takes time, but dealing with dissatisfied ones takes even more time. For example, back in the days when I was so busy with my staff's monkeys, one of my many mistakes was not taking time to keep my boss well enough informed about what was going on. As a result, she got an embarrassing surprise one day when her boss uncovered a big problem I should have warned her about in advance. Her reaction was to institute a whole new set of reports from me to her. That took more of my time than if I had kept her informed in the first place. How do I keep my boss satisfied with my work? Here is the best expression on how to do it I've ever heard. Always do what your boss wants. If you don't like what your boss wants, change what your boss wants, but always do what your boss wants. This is not to say that we should always agree with our bosses. On the contrary, if you always agree with your boss, one of you is not necessary. But it is to your advantage to satisfy your boss. So if you disagree with what your boss wants, treat your boss the same way you would want people to treat you when they disagree with something you want. We call it loyal opposition. That's when you try to convince your boss to accept some better alternative, but failing that, always, wholeheartedly do what he or she wants. One of the most important lessons of my career is that good work alone, no matter how much it satisfies you, might not be enough to satisfy your boss. Satisfying your boss takes time, sometimes over and above the time it takes to do the good work. I realize it takes time to keep my boss informed, to protect her from embarrassing surprises, to anticipate how she wants things handled, to build a record of success, so she feels more comfortable giving me more autonomy and so on. We neglect doing these things at our peril. Believe me, I know from experience that failing to invest sufficient time to satisfy my boss will soon result in more and more boss-imposed time, which, of course, means less and less time available to spend with my peers or associates and staff and on the things I would like to do.